Well, I said it was only a matter of time before they catch up with Facebook simp killer Steve Stevens. Well, sooner just arrived. As y'all well know, the update is like this: that this Suge Knight lookalike, or cat look like he want to audition for a position of the Hebrew Israelites, was reported seen in Philadelphia, and according to Pennsylvania State Police, they gave chase, and he basically took the coward's way out. Instead of going ahead and answering for his crimes, he took his own life, shot himself to death. Well, I say good riddance to bad rubbish. So the manhunt's officially over. Rest in paradise to Robert Godwin, man. This motherfucker here took it life over something for JJ. And let me say something too else to all these little fuck ass hate trolls that's trolling the chick, I forgot her name, Joy Bryant, I think that's her name is. If I'm mistaken, I apologize. Leave that woman alone. Y'all trolls are some straight up pussy ass faggot motherfuckers, just like him, just like Stevens here. Just like Stevens. I'm just going to make this real short, but I'm just going to read it to you. This is coming from the Associated Press. Let's just go into it. The man who randomly gunned down a Cleveland retiree and posted video of the crime on Facebook killed himself Tuesday during a police chase in Pennsylvania that began when a McDonald's drive-thru attendant recognized him. It marked a violent end to the nearly 48-hour multi-state manhunt for Steve Stevens, whose case brought another round of criticism down on Facebook over how responsibly it polices objectionable material posted by users. But you know what? Just stop right there. This kind of also brings a little ugly side and opens up, an ugly side of Facebook. And Zucker bitch is already taking a lot of heat. Now, acting on a tip from the McDonald's, state troopers spotted Stevens leaving the restaurant in Erie, Pennsylvania, and went after him, bumping his car to try to get it to stop. Authorities, he shot himself in the head after the car spun and came to a stop. Now, this started with one tragedy and ended with another person taking their own life. This is from the Cleveland Police Chief Calvin Williams. We would have liked it to have brought Stephen in peacefully and really talked to him about why this happened. Now, let me just go ahead and get this straight. Stevens, who was a 37-year-old job counselor, worked with young people, was wanted on murder charges in the killing of Robert Goodwin Sr., 74, former foundry worker and father of 10, who was picking up aluminum cans on Sunday when he was shot. The chilling video was on Facebook for 3 hours before it was taken down. 3 hours. That was just the latest instance of crime footage being shared on social media. But let's talk about something else on there when it comes down to Facebook. What about when it comes down to all these white supremacists who gets out there and they post their little racist videos and all that? Facebook never takes it down, but they're quick and ready to go ahead and target black Facebook users who basically just want to go ahead to post information and knowledge yourself on social media just to reach the masses. It's a problem. So I'm in a kind of way, I'm glad this happened. I'm glad that this clown Stevens took his own life, but I'm also glad it's shedding some light on the racist policies of Facebook. Now, at a Silicon Valley conference Tuesday, Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg briefly addressed the Cleveland case, saying Facebook has, quote unquote, a lot of work to do, and we will keep doing all we can to prevent tragedies like this. Now, the police would not speculate on what triggered the killing, but in this video, other footage he posted, Stevens talked about having trouble with his girlfriend, which caused all this, and losing everything he had to gambling. He said he just snapped. That is a cop-out. That's a lame-ass excuse. You the one went out there. His pussy ass went out there and gambled. She didn't. You gambling stuff away, don't know how to keep money. Of course you ain't gonna keep no woman around for long. Now, one of Godwin's daughters, I don't know why I kept saying Goodwin, Debbie Goodwin, said she wished Stevens had been captured. You know, saying, I'm not happy he's dead at all. Not at all. If you did it, you have to face your crime. I agree. Now, the break in the case came when police received a tip that Stevens was at the McDonald's in Erie in far western Pennsylvania, which is basically about 100 miles east of Cleveland, where he ordered, oh man, they just put everything in here, a 20-piece chicken McNugget and fries. And, you know, the police could get out there and they could find somebody, and even gets down to the point where they could go ahead and know how many pieces of chicken McNuggets and fries, exactly what they ordered. But you can't even find the missing black children in DC and all that, and their organs being missing. Now, the drive-thru attendant thought she recognized Stephen and called the state police. Restaurant owner Thomas DeCharm Jr. told the Erie Times News. State Police Major William Tepper Jr. will only say that the tip came from a concerned citizen. The McDonald's employees tried to buy some time for the cops by telling Stephen his fries were delayed, but he said he had no time to wait and drove off. Police picked up the trail in a chase that lasted 2 miles before Stephen took his own life. Gail Wheeler of Erie said she was stopped at a light at the McDonald's when Stevens came quote-unquote whipping out of the parking lot, nearly hitting her. She said state troopers weren't far behind. Wheeler says she followed the chase and saw a trooper clip Stevens' rear bumper. His car did a half turn and came to rest against the curb, and she heard a gunshot. She then saw officers approach the car. The officers closest to the car just shook his head. They had their guns out, but when he shook his head, they lowered their guns. Police said it wasn't clear whether Stevens had any help while he was on the run, or whether he had been, or that the investigators would try to retrace his steps. Stevens' cell phone has been tracked Sunday afternoon near Erie. Now, according to Facebook, this is where Facebook get a lot of scrutiny from. Got caught a lot of scrutiny. They removed the video of the shooting 23 minutes after learning of it. 23 minutes. So they had a whole fucking, not, I'm going to say hours, but 23 minutes. But they left it on there on Facebook for about damn near 3-4 days. Or maybe less than that. I could be wrong. The company has since announced it's launching a review for reporting harmful content. Now, this is something that should have not been said around the world. Period. Right. In the video, Stevens told Godwin the name of his girlfriend and said she's the reason that this is about that happened to you. Godwin did not seem to recognize the name. Now, the woman they talking about, Joy Lane, told WJW-TV in Cleveland that she last talked with Stevens on Saturday night when he told her he had quit his job and was moving out of state. Investigators said that Godwin was the only victim so far linked to Stevens, despite his claim on Facebook that he killed over a dozen people. Now, detectives spoke with the suspect on Sunday by cell phone and tried to persuade him to surrender. Now, within a day, authorities expanded the search nationwide and offered a $50,000 reward for information leading to his capture. Well, you ain't got to worry about that no more because the son of a bitch is dead. But I don't feel sorry for him. You killed the elder, 74 years old, a fucking coward. But give kudos to the brothers and sisters, to my peoples up in Cleveland for, you know, stepping up and hunting this son of a bitch down, you know, and to my peoples up in Philly too, in Philadelphia, throughout the Commonwealth known as Pennsylvania. But here's something that need to be taken into consideration, need a lesson be learned. Just like how a lot of black people, how y'all galvanized to hunt this fucker down, it should be the same way how y'all should do with George Zimmerman, Darren Wilson, Daniel Pantaleo, Brian Encina. Them two pigs that murdered Alton Sterling, the one that murdered Philando Castile, the one and for Cleveland people, the one that murdered Tamir Rice. Y'all should use that same type of intensity to go hunt them down. But I'm just gonna make this one short here. As far as Steve Stevens, may you rot in peace, you piece of shit.